Hi, hello, and welcome to the Standpoint. Yes, we are continuing our series on motherhood on the Standpoint. The month of May is about motherhood. It's about mothers. And today we have a program for you. Yes, after you've gone through the pregnancy, the challenges, and then by the grace of God, you deliver. Unfortunately, sometimes that's not all it takes. Sometimes you may lose a baby or the mother may be lost. It's the most painful, I think, experience any family can go through. So today we are going to find out how the little things, most of these things are in the hands of God, but the things that you can do as a mother, as a father, as a family member to make sure that the mother and baby stay alive. Not from the part of the health professionals or the doctors or nurses. No, you, the mother, you, the father, you, the family member. Hey, you hear the one baby who is very happy that she's alive today. My name is Gifty, and welcome to the Standpoint. Yes, we do have a program for you. Very successful stories and something you can learn from. And I'd like to say thank you to GTP for my cloth. Ophelia Crossland Design sews for me. They made this dress for me. I'm so grateful to them. Thank you to Paba Cosmetics for the makeup product. Makeup and more. Apply the makeup for me. And of course, my accessories by Kwa Designs. And my hair by Inshilo. We take a break. When we come back, keeping mother and baby alive after delivery is our topic for discussion. Welcome back to the Standpoint. If you just joined us, yes, we are continuing our series on motherhood on the Standpoint. Yes, May is a month of motherhood for mothers. And over the years, we've celebrated various types of mothers. Single mothers, mothers who are adopting, women who are looking after other people, fostering, and so on and so forth. This year, we've decided to concentrate on pregnancy and the various related issues. And today we are looking at keeping the mother and baby alive after delivery. And I'd like to say thank you to our sponsors, African Women's Development Fund, AWDF. They support African women's rights organizations across Africa, and we say thank you to them. Tinatet Herbal, they produce Tinatet Venicare and Tomacare. Live Tomato Paste, good tomato, good taste. Ernest Chemist, they produce Auntie Mary's Baby Gripe Mixture and Nescafe Blood Tonic. Goil and Winipa Enkasa. Goil, good energy. Thank you to Walmart Africa. They produce Frito cooking oil. Frito, you know, good old Frito. It's always been with us. And then Fortune Rice. Fortune Rice comes in 3 types. The first one is for rice water and mutuo. And then the green, the orange one is very good for wache. And then the wine-colored one, that's when I talk about the colors, is the packaging. The wine one is very good for jollof rice and fried rice. Now, in the studio, I have the right people to talk about this. And at my extreme left is Dr. Isabella Sagoe-Moses. She's Deputy Director, Reproductive and Child Health, Ghana Health Service. Welcome to the Standpoint.
Thank you.
And then next to her, I have Mrs. Amina Yakubu. She is a midwife and a Principal Midwifery Officer at the Ghana Health Service and Rage Hospital. Welcome to the Standpoint.
Thank you.
And a lot of people speak so well of her, that she's a good midwife. We are proud of you, Auntie Amina.
Thank you.
In these days that everybody is saying, oh, nurses, midwives, so if people say you're a good one, we thank God. Next to her, I have Dr. Hilary Ando, who is a pediatrician at Kolebu Teaching Hospital. Welcome to the Standpoint.
Thank you.
Now, our theme is on keeping the baby and mother alive after delivery. But because of sister here making the noise, I want us to start with her story. Sometimes the baby comes earlier than normal. Normally, it's 40 weeks, right? Between 35 38 and 40 weeks, yeah. But sometimes the baby comes earlier. And our miracle baby here came much earlier. And she survived. What's the story?
So, the miracle baby whose voice we keep hearing,
yes,
is a blessing from God. Amen. If I should start with. She came at 27 weeks. Fortunately, she was delivered in a facility that had facilities to support that gestation. So there were incubators in the facility, there were pediatricians in the facility, there were obstetricians as well in the facility. We had to keep her alive. We had to support her with breathing because usually when they come before 34 weeks of gestation, they may have problems with breathing. The lung may not have matured fully for the baby to be breathing well. So they need support systems. Right. In Ghana, we don't have the entire logistics to support breathing in a preterm, but we have oxygen. We have there are machines called CPAP machines, which aid the baby to breathe.
Right.
We had to put on antibiotics where we thought she had an infection. Yeah. And this mother did so much. So we stabilized the baby after our management. Now we had to involve the mother. So we have a procedure called kangaroo mother care. Okay. That's where the mother comes in.
Let's go to, I think sister has my trace more. She likes fans. So I think we need to go to the mother to hear from the mother. Auntie Mansa, how did you feel when at 27 weeks you were told that your baby had to come?
It wasn't easy for me. I was even calling my gynecologist to find out whether it would be possible for her to come. So they came. They said I should pack. They had
So did the baby come out naturally, or they had to do CS? Do CS, yes.
You know, when they brought the baby to me, I was looking at the baby and I said, "Will this baby survive?" And I was telling myself, because she didn't cry, the normal baby crying, nothing.
How much did she weigh?
0.9. Wow. Yes.
So were you able to breastfeed her?
No. That day, no, because she was on oxygen and you can't. So they were feeding her through the tubes. And I was there, and one nurse came and said, "They want you at Niku." Said, "Go and breastfeed your baby." I said, "Wow, I should go and breastfeed my baby." Immediately, tears start coming out from my eyes. So I got up from the bed, I dressed up and went to the Niku. Lo and behold, they brought this tiny baby. Even breastfeeding was something because you have to hold the breast so that the breast will not stuck.
And now she wants to breastfeed. You let me go and come back. Let me go because she wants to breastfeed. I'll come back to you. Auntie Amina, how do you feel if after attending to, and I know, you're in charge of sometimes, you take them through antenatal and all that. You see a mother go through antenatal, they come, the challenges, the pains and everything, and then she comes to deliver and the baby doesn't survive. Or they take the baby home, a week, 2 weeks later, you hear the baby didn't survive. How do you feel?
Thank you. In fact, I feel bad, very, very bad. And then I have to start thinking, going to know what might have been the cause. We should know the source so that next time we can prevent this. Certain things were not put in place previously, but now, based on the education and then training of the midwives, so we are able to identify those gaps, and we are working hard on them.
Okay, I'll come back to you, but let me go to Dr. Sagoe-Moses. What are some of the things that mothers overlook, or parents, let me add the fathers as well, overlook, that lead to, the baby being lost or the mother losing her life?
I'll start from before pregnancy. Because whatever happens to the baby or the mother during pregnancy, delivery, and after depends a lot on the health of the mother before. And sometimes we don't pay attention to mother's health. For example, unfortunately, a lot of women in Ghana are anemic. Their blood levels are low. And when you start pregnancy with that, already it becomes risky. Then secondly, from the beginning of pregnancy, the general notion is that...
So before you move on to this, so it's important that before you even start thinking about getting pregnant, you need to go and get your system checked properly to know that everything is okay.
Exactly. And we should plan and not just wait for pregnancy to happen. So for example, you are getting married in a year or two and you want to be pregnant soon after. You have to take particular care of yourself, of what you eat, so that your nutrition will be good. That's one of the basic things. And then, before you conceive, plan when you want to deliver. And then when you, by God's grace, you get pregnant, immediately go to the antenatal clinic. And then another important thing is to plan towards delivery, where to deliver, how to get to the delivery point. And hopefully you should be planning to deliver in skilled hands, in a safe place.
Right. Right. Okay.
So all these things are important to take note of.
We'll take a break. While you're watching the StandPoint, remember this program is also aired on ABN TV on Sky Channel 235, which is across Western Europe, parts of Canada and Asia. Our website, www.thestandpoint.com.gh, is powered by Dream Oval. Anytime you miss any episode of The StandPoint, you can catch up on it. The StandPoint is supported by Gogot Yogurt. And thank you to Matamis for giving us the port. House of Foods. Auntie Vera, thank you so much for providing us with breakfast, lunch, and, you know, snacks during our recordings. And thank you to Cake Techniques for the snacks as well. And, of course, Yep Cleaning Services. They keep our environment clean. We'll be back. Welcome back to the StandPoint. I say thank you to GTP for my cloth, Ophelia Crossland Design Suits for me. Core Accessories gives me the accessories, and my hair is by Inshilo. Inshilo does all the beautiful wig caps and braid caps that you need. So contact them, they will hook you up. Thank you to Power Cosmetics for the makeup products, and Makeup and More applies the makeup. But we are talking about making sure that the mother and a child survive after delivery. Now, Dr. Ando, so what are some of the questions you have to ask yourself as a parent, pregnant, looking forward to holding that bundle of joy in your hands?
For most people, they usually would choose to go to the health center nearest where they live. But in choosing a health center, you also have to be sure that you need to know where there's oxygen, where there's blood, where there are pediatricians available, where there's an obstetrician. Of course, not everybody can go straight to a tertiary facility, to the big hospitals. But first-time mothers who go to the clinics nearby would be checked out by midwives, by obstetricians, by gynecologists, and those who are at risk will be informed. So in case my baby comes earlier, what will I do? What's the support I have? So that's where you need to know whether you are close to where there's a facility that can take care of your baby in case that baby comes alive.
Okay. Yes. Okay. And Auntie Amina, another thing is, when you are pregnant, you hear things. Everybody will advise you what to eat, what not to eat, what to take, what not to take, this and that. If you're having to, oh, me, I tried this one, it worked for me. Then you try. Oh, and I tried this one, I tried this one. What have you got to say about it? Taking advice from somebody who say, sugarcane is not good, don't use sugarcane. Snail is not good, don't eat snail. Egg.
It's actually a challenge. We have the doctors at home. Every pregnancy has a different way of, maybe, I would say, is it the demand or something? The way they behave.
Right.
Maybe the first pregnancy you were eating well, but the subsequent ones, no. The sort of cream you like, but this pregnancy, no. The pregnancy, it varies. But we have the nutritional aspect of it. With the health sector, we were looking at the 3 groups, food groups, the protective, the building, and the energy giving. You have to blend them together. Because during pregnancy, the whole system is what? Changed. So you'll be experiencing, others will be chewing charcoal. Yes, charcoal and then clay and other things. That one doesn't help. Because when you take it, rather they end up by getting hot, being anemic. Please, during pregnancy, just go to your midwife, and the midwife will take you through. And you shouldn't be listening to people. And now the midwives, we have a telehealth. Every midwife communicates with her client.
Right. Dr. sagoe-moses, what are some of the decisions you have to make as the mother? At that point, it is you and your God and your baby. Yeah, sometimes the man may not be around. What are some of the decisions you have to make? Because sometimes there's this conception, which I heard that still happens, and I'm amazed, that to be a true woman, you have to go through long labor. And you have to deliver normally. CS is not. So a lot of women, doctors will tell them and say, no, I don't want CS, it will come. Then I'm waiting for a while, Yeah. What are some of the decisions you have to make yourself as a woman?
I think I touched already on one, where you deliver. Yeah. So decide to deliver in a health facility. And then make up your mind that you are following the instructions of your health provider. Sometimes you would even be told earlier that with this pregnancy, you need a cesarean section. Unfortunately, as you said, there's still this belief. And I hear in some communities, women even brag about it and insult their colleagues who've had cesarean sections, that you are not a woman. That's why you were sectioned. Yeah. No, some of the reasons why we do a cesarean section is just because the baby cannot come out safely. And if you try to do it, you either lose the baby or you lose the mother. So if your baby, your doctor or midwife says you need to be sectioned, we don't take that decision lightly. Yeah. It's important for us to comply.
Well, you're watching The StandPoint. The StandPoint is sponsored by Girl. Girl, good energy. African Women Development Fund supporting African women's rights organizations across Africa. Tenated Herbal, good quality herbal-based medicines, and approved by the Pharmacology Department of the University of Ghana. Lip tomato paste, good tomato, good taste. NS Chemist, they produce Auntie Mary's Baby Gripe Mixture and Nescafe Blood Tonic. Wilma Africa produces Frito, and they produce Fortune Rice as well, which comes in 3 flavors, 3 types. I beg your pardon, they come in 3 types. That's the green one for omutuo and rice water, the orange one for wache, and of course the wine one for fried rice and jollof rice. We take a break. When we come back, we'll continue this discussion. All right, welcome back to The StandPoint. And let me go. My special guest is asleep now, so the mother can talk. Let me come to Auntie Mansa. So you did the kangaroo care. What is that?
It's that place that you learn how to handle them. The baby. The first one is the positioning of the baby. That's the skin to skin. How you put your baby in between your breast. How to tie them to keep them warm.
Is she your first or second?
This is the second.
The second born.
Yes.
Okay. So how old is she now?
She's now 1. One.
So when you see her, how do you feel?
Very happy.
From that tiny...
Very, very happy.
Thank you very much. But now, let me cut to Dr. Ando, pediatrician. Now, let me go back to Doctor before I come back to you. I was shocked when I heard that these days, the young mothers, their breasts will sag, so they don't want to breastfeed. Or the husband says...
They don't know what they are missing. They don't know. Because right from the labor ward, we try to put the babies to breast within 30 minutes. That helps the placenta to come out quickly and prevents the mother from losing too much blood. And then the baby continues to breastfeed, and we say no additional food or water or drink except breast milk for the first 6 months of life. There's so much research that has come to show the benefits of breastfeeding that the Western world and the so-called developed world, they are now doing everything they can to get their mothers to breastfeed. These days we are faced with diseases like hypertension, heart disease, diabetes, serious allergies, in later life. It's so obvious from the wealth of research that babies who breastfeed and do so exclusively have some protection against these disease conditions in later life. And so I should have said maybe decide how to feed your baby, but I said decide to breastfeed. Because there's so much that you lose. You remember, I think, when Auntie Mansa was speaking, even for her preterm baby, she was told to go and breastfeed.
Yeah.
And as for the breast sagging issue, it's a myth. Whether you have a baby or not,
the breast will
as you
sag
grow,
at a point.
The breast will sag.
Yeah.
So you are really shortchanging your baby and yourself. Because apart from, preventing blood loss immediately after delivery, for the woman, ovarian cancer and some types of breast cancer are also, prevented when the woman breastfeeds for herself.
Wow. Wow. That's interesting.
Yes.
That's interesting. Dr. Ando, I am part of the Newborn Champions. And our main aim is to make sure that no baby dies between the pregnancy, delivery, and then first 5 years. Now, as a pediatrician, what advice do you give to mothers to make sure after they've delivered, they've given the baby to them and all that? What advice do you give to them concerning the baby and taking care of themselves instead of the planning the white dress, the outdoor rain, and those who come and drink and go?
Yeah. First, there are danger signs mothers have to look out for. So each day in the mornings, take out the baby. I'm not saying put the baby under the sun, but take out the baby into natural light. Look at the eyes of the baby. So the white of the eyes need to be white. If it turns yellow, you have to start getting worried because it shouldn't. Sometimes the eyes turn yellow, but you cannot tell when there's an underlying problem which is making the eyes turn yellow, or it's a natural process that's happening. So once the eyes turn yellow, please, mothers, don't even wait for hours before reporting. Report to the nearest facility, get the baby checked, be told it is fine before you go home. Or once the baby has to be admitted to be put under light, agree to it. Because when the eyes are yellow, we call it jaundice. And what happens is that it can progress, and then the whole skin becomes yellow. Once the skin becomes yellow, there's a possibility that what causes the eyes to be yellow may have entered the brain. And unfortunately, that is when most of our mothers notice there's a problem with the baby. Though that baby may live, some may die, but though that baby may live, he may live with permanent disability, which no mother wants. The other thing to look out for is also the cord. So there are some harmful practices mothers do. Some put cow dung on the cord. Cow dung on the cord.
Why? Because
it's tradition. They've inherited it from their grandmothers, great-grandmothers. And we should know that the babies their immune system is not developed. So they easily catch infections. And the cord is one of the easiest places to get the infections from. Listen to the midwives, listen to the doctors, listen to what they ask you to clean the cord with, and do accordingly. The other thing is sometimes the babies have a fever, so they are hot. And what do our mothers do? The baby is hot, okay, let's sponge. So they go and take a towel, dip in water, sponge. The babies are not able to control their temperature as well as adults. So we don't sponge those tiny babies. Once the baby has a fever or is hot, you need to send the baby to the hospital. Sometimes the baby is not sucking well. And the usual thing is, oh, let's wait and see. Baby will suck. Let's wait and see. And you wait a number of days. And the typical thing is, for some of our mothers, they are waiting for the fathers. So the mother identifies the problem, knows her baby is ill. But she comes and you ask her and she says, oh, the father traveled. I was waiting for him to come back to give the go-ahead for me to come to the hospital.
Now, talking about the father, let me go to the audience and then speak to my brother, who's an Islamic scholar and a pharmacist as well, Sheikh bin Sana. What have you got to say?
Pregnancy, whether you are a Muslim scholar or not, is a serious business. As a pharmacist, the first point of call for clients is they come to the pharmacy. And sometimes they may be in their first trimester or second. They won't tell you. They come, I have a headache or this, and they come for medication. We have educated a lot of people that when people come to the pharmacy, just ask them some questions. Some clients will be willing to let you in that they are pregnant in the first trimester, and therefore you can help them to avoid NSAIDs, avoid a number of drugs that could be teratogenic or very harmful to the baby, pregnant mother also. So you help them by selecting the particular medication that will help them. Or you ask them questions regarding to their ANC, whether they've gone to the antenatal clinic, whether they've spoken to their doctor or not. I think the education, such as programs like this, must go on.
Putting life before money.
Putting life before money. That is very important. So that is what I have to say.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. I'm happy to know that, you know, the Ministry of Health has taken this issue very seriously, and they've introduced a mobile phone for health and safe motherhood, you know, and it's amazing. It's amazing. How does it work?
Thank you. So the mobile phone for health is a Safe Motherhood initiative. So it's an educational campaign designed to educate the pregnant woman to know the stages of development and then some of the warning signs, some of the symptoms that they will feel. So for themselves and then the unborn baby.
Right.
So they have to test to mother. To 1880.
1880.
Yes. So mother is in capital letters.
Yes. Yeah.
Then you have to wait for response. And then based on your gestational age. So we are saying that if you are 1 week pregnant, you have to test P1. So if you are 2 weeks, you have to test what? P2. then the subscribers to the Vodafone, MTN and Tigo,
okay.
they have registered with the Ghana Health Service. And then they take 10 pesos Ghana
for SMS.
For SMS.
Okay.
So when we look at the down, it's the same method. So with the child, so
if you have delivered or
after
when you deliver.
After delivery.
Yeah.
Then 1 week, you have to, the child will use C. And the code here, the testing is what? Baby. Baby in block or capital letters to 1880.
Yeah.
Then this one we are taking C. With the pregnant one we said P. So if the baby is 1 week old, you test what? C1. 2 weeks is C2. 3 weeks C3.
Yeah.
And so on.
Now this is awesome. I think Ghana Health Service is and plus, you know. I think this helps a lot and makes life easier, because for a lot of women, they just Google baby center from Abrochire, you know, to learn. But this is home. This is quite, you know, close home, and it's very good. And tell me now, you wanted to say something.
I learned they've made it in different languages too. So maybe someone may not be able to understand P or something, or English.
Yeah.
So they have it in Dagbani, Guruli, Eve, and other. So everybody
5
can.
English and 5 major languages.
Well, that's awesome.
Well, that's
good.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the education. I mean, we are really grateful for sharing with us. Of course, issues concerning mothers and motherhood are never ending. So I'm sure we'll have the opportunity to come and talk about it again. Thank you so much. We take a break. When we come back, I'll give you a bit of me. I think every woman who's gone through pregnancy and delivered safely and has the baby will tell you that motherhood is beautiful. They will tell you, enjoy your pregnancy, enjoy the baby. They will tell you about how breastfeeding is and so on and so forth. But it takes a lot to keep both mother and baby alive. It just doesn't happen. Today we've learned that pregnancy is a serious business. It is a serious business that we don't have to take for granted. For the 9-month period, your life does not belong to you. It belongs to what is in your womb and what the doctors, the midwives, the pediatricians tell you. And even after delivery, the focus must also be on the baby and on yourself as well. Most of the time, mothers neglect themselves, and then the focus is all on the baby, but you need to be alive to keep the baby alive. So mothers, ladies, fathers, please, let's work together. Let's own pregnancy. Let's own delivery. Let's own the whole baby making and family building system so that we play a role. Be sure of where you want to deliver. The hospital you are going to, the health center, do they have the right equipment? Do they have incubator? Do they have resuscitating equipment? Do they have oxygen? Is there a midwife? Is there an obstetrician, gynecologist? Is there a pediatrician? I mean, ask questions. The medications you are being given at the hospital, what is it for? You know, we all have some, when you are on admission, the medications are brought to you on a tray. Let's help the health professionals, help us as mothers, as fathers. Well, as always, my name is Gifty Auntie. I have super crazy faith in God, and I have learned a lot through listening to people, through what I've seen, through what I've experienced. And I sit here and I talk to you and I encourage and motivate you because I want us all to live a healthy and happy life. I am here by the grace of God, but I've also worked hard to make sure I get to where I am. Thanks for watching. See you same time next week. Bye for now.